Time now to chase the sun with the top down, of course, on what has got to be one of Harley Davidson's most versatile cruisers, the FXRS Lowrider Convertible. Like all lowriders, the FXRS sports an isolation-mounted Evolution V-twin, matched with a 5-speed constant mesh transmission and a belt final drive. Triple discs handle the stops, while dual shocks out back and an air-adjustable anti-dive fork up front sort out the suspension duties. For those of you wondering just what makes this FXR convertible, well, the full-size Lexan windscreen and the saddlebags detach very quickly to basically give you two bikes in one. This week we invited contributing editor Larry Strung and a guest to sample the convertible to see if this split personality custom would please them both as a touring bike and a boulevard cruiser.
I think this is just a beautiful package. It's a very nice motorcycle. It's got lots and lots of power, nicely balanced, feels good, doesn't vibrate very much at all. Yeah. Rubber-mounted engine. And it's so beautifully put together, you know, the attention to detail on this motorcycle.
These ones, the FXRS series, that's my pick of the bunch for the Harleys. I guess it's more or less the most practical of the bunch with the rubber-mounted engine and a little bit more rational seating position than some of them. And last year, the one I picked as my favorite was the FXRS Sport. This bike's basically the same bike. The only differences are the handlebars. You have an optional windshield and removable saddlebags, and highway pegs as well. This big lump in here is the thing that makes the bike. It's a Harley, and there's no question about it. Other people might make V-twins, but they don't make them like this one.
And they don't sound like this one either.
Full of character. Somehow it's a friendly engine, eh? It makes a nice beat, nice cadence to it when you're riding it, that even if you're not speeding, like a lot of bikes, you know, it's the argument against sports bikes is that the only time they're ever fun is if you're speeding. Well, this bike, even at the speed limit, the engine has such a friendly nature that it's fun just to chug along with it. I really enjoy it.
Yeah. You can have fun with this bike at all speeds, really.
That's
going
right,
slow,
yeah.
going quickly,
Yeah.
no problem at all. It looks like a big, heavy motorcycle, and I thought I'd be struggling with it, and having to back up or going over railway tracks or something might be a problem, but it's really quite easy to drive. It's easy to turn around. It's such a low center of gravity.
Mm-hmm. I find that the fact that the engine's got so much torque low down the RPM really helps a lot too, because it's really easy to let the clutch out at a set of lights and things like that, not have to worry about stalling it or getting away cleanly and stuff. It's a heavy bike, there's no question. It tips the scales, I think, at over 600 pounds. But the bike has a fairly low center of gravity, so it's actually reasonably agile for that weight.
I could turn around in the width of a 2-lane road.
Yeah.
In first gear with the clutch out, just balancing it and going around.
Yeah.
It's quite easy.
The belt drive is one of the features that I really appreciate. It's nicer than a chain, I think, in terms of maintenance. You don't have to lube it, you don't have to clean up after it. Adjustment you don't have to do as often.
But mostly, it's smoother. It's a lot smoother.
That's right. It has an elastic effect to cushion the drive. Yeah. And it doesn't have the the weight of the unsprung weight you get with a shaft drive and the cardan effect that you get with the back end of the bike going up and down on the shaft drive bike. So.
I certainly didn't notice any of that.
Yeah, well, it's got the best of both worlds, I think. You know, the highway peg position is actually extremely comfortable on the highway. It's cruise along at all day in that sort of 120 plus kilometers an hour.
I think it's important to have different seating positions to keep yourself comfortable as you travel, especially for a longer journey.
The bags are great. They have an inner liner in them, and I guess actually we can even have a look inside, can't we? They're made out of terrific top quality leather on the outside. They're solidly mounted on the back side with plastic, and they have a canvas inner liner. So they're actually very, very useful.
And you can take them off in about 60 seconds.
Yeah, just by loosening the thumb screws here. Harley's always been known as having the standard of the industry in terms of paint and chrome. And this one certainly lives up to that impression. It's a beautiful bike. Today we got it dirty coming home in the rain, and just in a matter of minutes wiping it off, the chrome's gleaming again. And you can't say that for all the other bikes that are out there.
Yeah, that's for sure. Beautiful paintwork in here. You can't even feel these pinstripes. It's a cruiser, but it's also a touring bike.
Sure. Oh yeah, I wouldn't have any hesitation about getting on this bike and riding it across the country.
Just to recap, on the downside, these guys really didn't have many complaints. However, Harry did say the convertible's horn was practically non-existent, while Larry said the Lexan windscreen caused a little buffeting around his helmet when he pushed the FXRS over the 100K mark. On the upside, both guys loved the big Evolution V-twin engine. Harry praised the Harley's rich paint and deep chrome, while Larry loved the FXRS convertible for its split personality. Perfect for a long tour by day, then a little cruising at night.